Hey guys, welcome back to our growing room. It is Saturday, March 16th, and even though I said in the previous video that we were going to try and get those grow lights set up on the wire rack behind us last week, that never happened, so it's falling to this weekend to get that job done. If we don't do it, then the seedlings that we planted last weekend are going to get really leggy when they emerge from the soil. They haven't yet, so we do have time, but it's something that definitely has to get done today. And after that, we're gonna do more planting. So let's get started.
I'm done that trick. Mom, I'm done that trick.
Okay, move on to the next one.
Alright guys, sorry I didn't film anything. It was just me cursing a lot while I got these lights mounted up here. It's not, it's pretty hacked together, but it'll do for this year. If you look under, you could really tell the difference between these. These are my original, very inexpensive Amazon grow lights, and these are more powerful grow lights that I picked up locally, kind of used. People trying to grow things indoors and realize it's a lot more difficult. So yeah, we have the stronger set of lights mixed in with the older grow lights, and basically the strategy is under these more powerful lights we'll put tomatoes, peppers, things that really need a lot of light, otherwise they get leggy, and it really stunts the plant's production later on. So yeah, under these will be the tomatoes, peppers, like I said, cauliflower, broccoli, those kind of things. Under the weaker lights will go, I find, strawberries and what else? Peppers. Once they're out of the seedling phase and we've transplanted them into larger pots, they can go under the weaker lights without too many problems. So what we have planted so far is eggplants. Tomatoes are Lemon Boy, San Marzano, Basket V, couple beefsteak tomatoes. All our peppers are in the ground. You can see jalapeno, cayenne. I'm gonna try habanero peppers. If we do get any to germinate, I'll probably just grow them in here. I'll set up one of these lights and just hang it and see if I can get some seriously hot peppers just by growing them in this room. Red Knights, and then these are the hot banana peppers. What else? Yeah, yellow bell peppers. Oh, maybe these are the orange bell peppers. These are the hot banana peppers. We did a little bit, a few cabbage and savoys. Starting things off a little bit earlier this year because of the nice weather. When we get them outside, we will see. Our strawberry plants from last weekend, still nothing showing up. And then did put the onions and celery, just watered, the onions and celery in the trays. Again, Are we doing things? The onions definitely need to go in. Everything else, we'll see. We'll see how we get on this year. Unfortunately, I've lost my my gardening journal, that green book that I've written everything in. Not sure where it went, but I'm sure it'll turn up. It's just not going to turn up in time for this year. So planting is well underway, and our grow lights are all set up for this year. All right, so overall last year was a very successful year for us. We took out the most produce we ever had for this garden. Of course, we did do an expansion, so we added a bunch of new beds as well. Our grand total, just in terms of bulk stuff that we took out of our garden, we took 1,158 pounds of produce out of our garden, which is kind of an unbelievable amount. The grand total, we do a conservative estimate as to kind of how much what the value is for everything coming out of our garden. Again, it's pretty conservative. We take kind of the cheapest prices we can find in our local area, because that's what we would typically have to buy if we weren't growing it, and that comes out to about $2,850. Yeah, it's pretty good, and I'm confident we can do better. This year we had one bed devoted to corn, which really didn't produce. We didn't get anything out of it, so we're not going to do that this year. We had another garden bed again devoted to strawberries that really didn't take off, and this year we're starting new plants, so we should get a good crop of strawberries. But going through the individual crops, I'll just do a quick scan here and talk about the largest producers from last year. So by far the biggest, well, not by far, holy man, we got a good crop of tomatoes last year, coming in at 250 pounds of tomatoes that we took out of the garden this year, which is again one of these unbelievable numbers. Again, a lot of those went to sauces, and we canned them. 250 pounds, we estimate that to be about $500 worth of tomatoes. The next most productive was squash. We didn't break it down into spaghetti squash, butternut squash. We took out 235 pounds of squash, which again is kind of an unbelievable number. Estimate that to be about $470 worth of produce. Beets came in at 61.5 pounds of beets. Green peppers, we took 59.5, almost 60 pounds of green peppers. Inferno, which are those hot banana peppers, clocked in at 42 pounds of banana peppers. Jalapenos was not a very good year. Only 8 pounds of jalapenos. The cold room is still full of hot peppers that we pickled. What else? I'll just start at the top and go down. 13 pounds of asparagus, which again mainly gets harvested at the beginning of the year. Great crop. 11 pounds of snap peas. 4 pounds of cucamelons, which are the little cucumbers. Kohlrabi, 11 pounds. 33 pounds of cucumbers, and it wasn't a particularly productive year for cucumbers. Pickling cucumbers, we had 30 pounds. In total, we did 20 liters of jars, so about, yeah, I think we just stuck to the 1 liter jars, so 20 jars of pickles. We did most of the beets went to making pickled beets. We got about 30 1-liter jars in total. We harvested 35 heads of lettuce. Another one of those things that we could probably get better at doing kind of successive sowing of lettuce plants. It's tricky with our kind of short growing season. We did do pretty good on the berries. Our hascaps, those plants are really starting to pick up. We had about 6 pounds, 6.5 pounds of hascaps, 6 pounds of raspberries, 9 pounds of cherries. That was just off the one plant the one cherry plant that we have that's finally producing. Hopefully in the coming years, the other 3 plants, so we should have 4 plants producing in total, and as those plants mature a little bit more, we should get a lot more cherries from them. They make a really good jam, and they're really good dried, even though they are pretty tart. It's still a really good flavor. 30 pounds of carrots. It was a pretty good year for carrots. 46 pounds of onions. 22 pounds of beans. Those are mixed between just cooking them fresh and making dilly beans, so preserving them, pickling them. We did 10 jars, 10 1-liter jars of dilly beans. We have, what else? 10 pounds of eggplants, 22 pounds of melons between honeydew and cantaloupe. Still never got a decent watermelon out of the garden. Oh yeah, the other very productive plant for us is zucchini. We took 123 pounds of zucchini, 21 heads of cauliflower. Really good year for cauliflower. I know they finally worked in our garden. 21 heads, 28 pounds total. 20 heads of broccoli, 16.5 pounds total. I don't know how many heads of cabbage, but we took 73 pounds of cabbage. Again, that's split between preserving it, so pickling it, or just eating it fresh. We got about 15 bunches of kale. Again, we just kind of estimate the bunches. Kale produces all year and produces a lot of kale. Swiss chard, another 15 bunches, and we got about 10 bunches of celery. Again, something that we use throughout the year. It freezes really well, and yeah, and works out pretty good for us. So, grand total for 2023, 1,100 pounds of produce, 1,158 pounds of produce, at an average or an estimated value of $2,850. And again, I think we can do better this year, especially with what looks like we're going to get a little bit longer of a growing season. So yeah, those are our last year's numbers. By far our most productive year, and we'll see what this year brings. All right, until next weekend, I'll see you later.